Hello viewers, today we'll be talking about swords. What are swords? Swords generally are irrational numbers, okay? Or one can say swords are roots of rational numbers. Okay, in our next class, I will talk about rational and irrational numbers, okay? But today we'll be talking about the operations of sword, okay? The operations of sword. You know, swords are numbers expressed or represented in square root form, okay? But it is better to say root, okay, instead of saying square root. Swords are what? Numbers expressed in what? Root form, like this. I can have root 3, okay, I can have root 12, okay? So when we express numbers like this, it means we are operating sword, okay? So I would like us to, at this point, talk about the rules of swords, because without the understanding of the rules of sword, I think you will not understand the topic sword, okay? So you listen to me carefully and be attentive, okay, while I discuss the rules of swords, okay? So rules of sword. Rules of sword. Okay, now what I'm about to tell you is very important. Is very important. Now these rules will guide you to resolve or to solve or to analyze sword problems. The rule is simple. Let me state the rule. Now listen. The rule states that whenever the swords or the root, I can say sword, I can say root, they are the same thing. Whenever the sword or the roots are not the same, or when the roots are not what? The same, this thing, you cannot add it, you cannot subtract it, you cannot divide it, but you can only multiply it. Let me repeat myself. Whenever the swords or the roots are not the same, you cannot add it, neither subtract nor divide, but you can only multiply it. In other words, when the swords are the same, of course, you can add them, you can subtract them, you can divide them, you can as well multiply them, okay? That's the rule, okay? So we are going to analyze the rules by solving some problems, okay? For instance, if I have root 3 plus root 7, okay? Now I said that when the roots are not the same, are the roots the same? What is the root here? What is this value here? Root 3. What about this? Root 7. Are they bearing the same thing, the same name? No. Okay, so the roots are what? Different. The roots are what? Different. So since the roots are different, it means that we cannot add it. Okay, this means we cannot, this sign means you cannot what? Add it. It's not 3 plus 7. Are you getting it? So you cannot what? Add it. Are you getting it? So the answer remains this. You leave it the way it is. Since you cannot add it, you leave it the way it is. Okay, let's come to subtraction. If I have root 2 minus root 12, okay, or maybe root 5, okay, If I have something like this, we are subtracting. Okay, the name of this is different from the name of this. This is root 2, this is root 5, so they are not the same. Okay, so since they are not the same, I cannot subtract it. Are you getting it? So that is the answer. You just leave it like that since you cannot. Even if I say minus 3 root 5 plus 7 root 3. Even if I say such thing, what you are checking is this. The roots, are they the same? This one is 3 of root 5 and this is 7 of root 3. Okay? Okay? This is what? Minus 3 that you are owing root 5. 3 of root 5. You are owing 3 of root 5 while you have what? 7 of root 3. Okay? But what you are owing here and what you have here, are they the same? No. So since the roots are not the same, my brother, I like to be like this. Okay? Because you cannot add fowl or goat and what? Dog together. They are not the same. Are you getting it? So that is the rule. Now the other one is division. If I say root 7 divided by root 2, the roots are not the same, so I cannot what? Divide it. Okay, are you getting it? All right, so we'll talk about the multiplication aspect of it. I said, but when the roots are not the same, you can multiply it. Let's say I have root 2 multiplying root what? 3. Okay, root 2 times root 3. Now if it is multiplication, you can. What you do, you simply put a root and then multiply the numbers in the root. The numbers are 2 times what? 3. Okay, and 2 times 3 is what? 6. So you have root 6. Are you getting it? So the answer is what? Root 6. Again, if I have minus 3 root 5 times 2 root 7. Okay, look at it. What will I do? The roots are not the same. Okay, the roots are not the same. So if the roots are not the same, I said you can multiply. Okay, according to the rule. So yeah, minus will multiply invisible plus here is minus. Okay, then 3 will multiply 3. 3 will multiply 2 is what? 6. And then you come to the roots because the roots are different. So since the roots are different, you write a root. Okay, and then you say 5 times 7. 5 times what? 7. And 5 times 7, you know, it's going to be 35. So you're going to write the minus 6, then root what? 35. Okay, that is it. Okay, so if the surds are not the same, you can multiply it. Okay, if the roots are not the same, you can what? Multiply it. Okay, so that is that. Now I said on the other hand, we have that